There were 11 cooling degree days today. Today the maximum wind observed was 14 miles an hour from the northeast. The highest wind gust observed was 20 miles per hour from the east. The normal high temperature for tomorrow is 82 degrees, and the normal low is 58. The record high for tomorrow is 97, which occurred in 2019, and the record low is 37, which occurred in 1967. Sunset tonight is at 6:33 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:41 a.m. The metropolitan area weather conditions at 5 p.m. At Huntsville International Airport, skies were partly sunny. The temperature was 84 degrees. The dew point was 62, making the relative humidity 47%. Winds were east at 5 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.05 inches and steady. In Meridianville, skies were sunny. The temperature was 84 degrees. The dew point was 59, making the relative humidity 42%. Winds were north at 10 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.06 inches and falling. At Pryor Field near Decatur, skies were mostly sunny. The temperature was 85 degrees. The dew point was 63, making the relative humidity 47%. Winds were east at 3 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.05 inches and falling. Elsewhere across the area, from west to east: Muscle Shoals, sunny and 87. Vinemont, cloudy and 81. Fayetteville, sunny and 84. Albertville, cloudy and 82. Winchester, sunny and 82. Fort Payne, sunny and 83. Once again, at 5 p.m. At Huntsville International Airport, partly sunny and 84. At Pryor Field near Decatur, mostly sunny and 85. Regional weather conditions at 5 p.m. At Tupelo, it was sunny, with a temperature of 86. It was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 85 at Chattanooga, 87 at Memphis, 86 at Nashville, 85 at Birmingham, and 81 at Knoxville. At Atlanta, it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 80. Now here is the local forecast for the north central Alabama listening area. Tonight, mostly clear. Patchy fog late. Lows in the lower 60s. Northeast winds around 10 miles per hour early this afternoon, becoming light and variable. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Light and variable winds becoming northeast around 10 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tuesday night, mostly clear. Lows in the lower 60s. Light and variable winds. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Light and variable winds. Wednesday night, mostly clear. Lows in the lower 60s. Light and variable winds becoming southeast around 10 miles per hour after midnight. Thursday through Sunday, mostly clear. Highs in the lower 80s. Lows in the upper 50s. Sunday night and Monday, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Highs in the lower 80s. The Huntsville Climate Summary for this evening, as of 4 p.m., September 29, 2025. Today's high temperature of
9 bars accused of shooting a home with people inside. Huntsville police say they responded to the 4800 block of Shawmount Drive just before 1 a.m. after reports of gunfire. Authorities found a home was hit by bullets, but no one inside was injured. Police arrested 24-year-old Jeremy Boone Jr. Boone is charged with discharging a firearm into an occupied dwelling. The case is still being investigated. One person is dead after a motorcycle and truck collided in Morgan County. According to the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, Michaela Jefferson was riding her motorcycle when she was hit by a truck around 6:25 this morning on US 231 southbound near Fields Road. Officials say the motorcycle caught fire after the initial impact. Jefferson was taken to Huntsville Hospital, where she later died from her injuries. The crash is still being investigated. We're learning of new charges against a man accused of shooting a Scottsboro police officer back in July. Daniel McCarr now faces charges of attempting to elude and discharging a gun into an occupied building. The charges were filed on the 10th of this month. McCarr is charged with attempted murder in connection with the July 26th shooting of Scottsboro Police Lieutenant Derek Porch, what began as a domestic violence call that escalated into a pursuit that ended with gunfire, leaving Porch wounded in his left hand. The shooting triggered a day-long multi-agency manhunt. McCarr was eventually taken into custody without incident on Old Larkinsville Road. 3 teens were found inside a stolen car with several stolen guns in Morgan County this morning. According to the Morgan County Sheriff's Office, a patrol deputy attempted a stop on Vaughn Bridge Road around 2:30 this morning. The teens allegedly tried to get away before running off the road. 2 of the juveniles were taken into custody, while a third was released to a parent. The Sheriff's Office says charges are pending, but no further details are available because of the suspects' ages. Morgan County authorities are looking for a local landscaping business owner accused of financially exploiting an elderly person. Travis Malcolm-Moore, who you see here, is wanted for financial exploitation of an elderly person. Authorities are encouraging Malcolm-Moore to turn himself in. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is asked to contact Sergeant John Dickinson at the number on your screen. Reads 256-560-6192, or you can submit an anonymous tip through the Sheriff's tip link. Well-known sports personality and SEC Network host Paul Feinbaum says he might run for United States Senate. In an interview with Outkick.com, Feinbaum says people approach him about getting involved in politics. The recent events surrounding the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk got him thinking more about the possibility. Feinbaum says the idea of a run is very intriguing, and he is thinking about it constantly. For more information, you can visit FOX54.com. Several cities across the Tennessee Valley will canvass their runoff election results tomorrow. In Decatur, Madison, and Florence city councils will go over votes that were not counted during the general election and certify the results of the runoffs. In Decatur, Pam Worsler defeated Sarah Prench to claim the District 4 City Council seat. Erica White defeated Scott Harbor for the City of Madison District 6 City Council seat, while Thomas Spence and Robin Thompson emerged victorious in the Florence municipal runoff elections. Spence won the District 5 City Council race, while Thompson won the District 4 school board seat. A new amendment proposed in the Alabama House of Representatives could cost schools funding. House Bill 43 would require schools boards to set time for the Pledge of Allegiance and also vote whether to allow employees and students to pray and read religious texts in school. The bill is backed by Representative Reed Ingram of Pike Road, who says the amendment would allow students to practice their religion. While the American Civil Liberties Union of Alabama says in a statement the proposed amendment violates the First Amendment, the bill would have to be approved by voters in a statewide election if it passes the legislature during the 2026 session, which begins in January. 3 Northern Alabama high schools landed in the state's top 10 in Niche's 2025-26 rankings. The Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering claimed the 3rd place statewide, while New Century Technology High School ranked 7th. James Clemens High School took 8th in the annual rankings from Niche. The year's ratings also placed Madison City Schools as a district 4th in the statewide rankings of school systems. Hartselle City Schools placed 12th. The rankings combine data from 3 million user reviews, school reported statistics, and federal data sets from the United States Department of Education. The city of Florence is holding a special called meeting of the city council tomorrow to discuss a possible tax on vape products. The meeting comes ahead of a statewide vape tax set to take effect in October of next year. Under state law, cities that impose their own vape tax before October 1st, 2025 will not receive a share of the state's tax revenue in addition to their local collections. Coming up, a government shutdown is looming. How will this affect jobs in the Rocket City? We'll discuss with our very own Caleb Aguayo. Great Scott! A new musical is coming to the Rocket City. We'll tell you about the show making a stop in the Rocket City. Stay with us.
Mic test, mic test, mic test. Caleb, Caleb, Caleb. Mic test, mic test, mic test.
So where do I
Cool, thank you.
do I go here or here? The United States government is on the brink of a partial shutdown, potentially putting hundreds of thousands of federal employees out of work. It's all down to a spending bill that Congress needs to pass by Wednesday, and lawmakers are split on what to do. With tens of thousands of those federal employees here in North Alabama, you may be wondering what's next and what this could mean for you. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us how this shutdown would impact the Tennessee Valley.
The country could see its 22nd shutdown in 50 years if Congress fails to cut a deal by the end of the fiscal year this Wednesday, potentially putting employees out of work and disrupting federal services. Many congressional Republicans are wanting to keep spending the same, while top Democrats are saying they won't fund the government unless Republicans address rising healthcare costs. Without that government spending bill in hand, the Office of Management and Budget will tell federal agencies just how many employees to furlough and which services will be affected. And that brings us here locally, where almost 100,000 people work for the government's assorted agencies through Redstone Arsenal. It's a regional powerhouse, providing over $36 billion to the state's economy and accounts for about 58% of the Tennessee Valley's GDP.
With a potential government shutdown looming over federal employees on Wednesday, many are saying they don't know what's coming next. Several of those federal employees are telling me it affects their everyday lives.
Most of the time what happens with these shutdowns is after the fact, after a resolution is met, we'll end up getting a back pay situation. But that's not paying for employees' rent, mortgages, car insurance, home insurance. So in the meantime, those things are kind of just left out there pending, and it's a real problem.
Here's what that could mean for you. Longer lines at the airport, delays with federal financial services, and the closure of some public facilities.
I have to get new badges and new cards and everything, and if there's no office for me to go to next week to get those, then I'll be delayed. You know, that'll delay work for me, paychecks for me. But there's a lot of other people, you know, that have it a lot worse. So you're either uncertain that your job's going to exist, or you're going to, you know, there's a chance you lose that position in general. You know, we all get up and we all go to work every day. That's what we have to do to make our living, to provide for our families. So anytime that's threatened, we're going to feel somewhat threatened, right?
In past government shutdowns, the only employees to stick around were the ones deemed essential, but even they may end up working without pay. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
And we're now joined by Caleb Aguayo here. Caleb, for the people you talked to today, what is the biggest concerns on their minds?
I'd have to say it was their paychecks not coming in exactly on time. I guess a lot of paychecks are going to be delayed. There's going to be some back pay on those paychecks. Obviously, people had some concerns, I guess, about longer lines at the airport or government offices, those delays that we were talking about with, you know, financial benefits or even just office closures. But the big thing to note is that, I mean, bills still come in even during a government shutdown. So, I mean, bills are coming in, but your paycheck may not be. I think that was probably the biggest concern that I had today.
Yeah, that's probably, I mean, you know, everyone's concerned about the paycheck. Caleb, thank you so much again.
Of course.
Coming up in just a few minutes, the City of New Hope is looking for public opinion, how they plan to address the city's current issues and future growth. Jordan?
Afternoon high temperatures are going to begin to drop over the next couple of days, but morning low temperatures are also going to begin to fall off over the next couple of days. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes.
New Hope residents are invited to City Hall tomorrow afternoon to review a comprehensive plan for the city. Leaders say the hometown New Hope comprehensive plan focuses on the city's growth. They're asking the public to review the plans and provide feedback. New Hope adds the plan will address several concerns, including recreation and economic development. Mayor Roger Walling says the plans are nearing completion.
Between Hampton Cove and Guntersville on that 431 corridor, they're expecting a 25 to 28,000 growth in the next 5 to 10 years. So what we've done is take that and lean forward a little bit and say, okay, we're going to have growth. You know, are we going to get a large percentage of that or a small portion of it? Whether we're getting a small or large, we're going to grow. And when you're a population of 3,000, a small growth could be exponential for us.
Mayor Walling says residents can stop by at any point during the event. It's from 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. City staff will be present for residents to express their thoughts. Three new road projects begin today, which means we have a few FOX54 traffic impacts alert for you tonight. We start on Winchester Road, where contractors working for Huntsville Utilities electric operations began working today. The outside westbound lane of Winchester Road is closed, starting just west of Memorial Parkway, to replace concrete utility poles. The closure will repeat through Thursday of each week from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. until October 8th. You are asked to take alternate routes. And in Decatur, a section of Davis Street is closing today. A contractor with Decatur Utilities is installing a sanitary sewer main between Wilson Street and Vine Street. The section will remain closed for 3 weeks. Be careful if you have to drive near the construction site, as crews and equipment will be around the area.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the FOX54 Weather Impact Team.
Let's take a look outside. Wow, even prettier shot out of Montecito. You can see golden hour as the sun is setting tonight. Jordan, it has been a beautiful last couple of days.
Yeah, it was a beautiful weekend. It was a beautiful start to the work week, and now it's proving to be a beautiful evening. Are you ready for all things fall?
I actually am really, really ready for it, Jordan.
Oh, all right. Very good, because actual fall air is going to begin to push its way into the Tennessee Valley. Maybe we were a little bit warmer through the course of the weekend and a little bit warmer this afternoon, but temperatures are really going to begin to fall off as we head into the middle and later part of the work week, and that's finally going to give us a really nice taste of fall across the Tennessee Valley. Not only are we going to begin to fall off in the afternoon, but we're also going to fall off in the mornings, which is going to kind of further emphasize the fall feeling across the Tennessee Valley. Live look out over the Parkway this evening, northbound on Memorial Parkway. Difficult to find much in the way of any cloud cover, less than 20 minutes until sunset. Temperatures well above average this afternoon. Scottsboro saw 84 degrees. We saw 84 in Arab. 87 was the high indicator. We saw 85 in Fayetteville, up in southern Middle Tennessee. The average high temperature for this time of year, as we get ready to close out the month of September and head into the early days of October, right around 82 or 83 degrees. And that's exactly where many of us are sitting this evening, actually a little bit warmer up across southern Middle Tennessee. That's a bit unusual. 82 right now in Coleman, 84 in Russellville. It says Florence is sitting at 87 degrees. I find that incredibly hard to believe. They're probably much closer to the 84, 83 degrees, 82 degrees right now at the Huntsville International Airport. A quiet night across the area. Temperatures dropping into the lower 60s. Got a low temperature right around 63 degrees. When the kids get on the school bus tomorrow morning, when you head out the door for work, going to be beautiful. Plenty of sunshine. 66 at 8, 70 by 9, 76 degrees at 10 a.m. I want to talk about low temperatures over the next several days for just a second. I told you that they were going to begin to drop off. It's not going to happen right away. Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, we're still talking about lows in mid-60s. But then look what happens by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now we're talking about low temperatures in the mid and upper 50s. Sunday, we're talking about low temperatures sitting in the lower 60s. That's going to be quite nice for this time of year. I think it's going to be a couple of mornings where you'll be able to have the windows open. Temperatures climb tomorrow afternoon back into the mid-80s. Got a high temperature right around 85 degrees. Plenty of sunshine, though. I do have a small opportunity for just a rogue isolated shower to develop across the area. We've seen some of that through the course of the afternoon. That activity is difficult to come by at this point in the evening. I did have a viewer, Jeff, thanks so much for commenting on my Facebook that he got one really good rain shower in Sneed. And that's kind of what we've seen through the course of the day, where somebody's going to get a little bit of rain, but the vast majority of us are going to be dry. Futurecast does a really good job at hinting at that exact same thing as we head into Tuesday afternoon. afternoon. A couple of rogue showers might develop across the area, but the vast majority of us are going to be dry, and the vast majority of us get to enjoy plenty of sunshine. As we head into Wednesday morning and then through the course of Wednesday afternoon, we're going to start the day dry, but then look what Futurecast tries to do. It tries to bring in another couple of isolated showers through Wednesday afternoon. I don't necessarily agree with that. I honestly think by the time we get to the middle part of the work week, we are going to be definitely dry for everyone across the area. And then from there, we stay dry Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Opportunities for rain build back into the Tennessee Valley by the time we get to Sunday and Monday of next week. Off to the tropics we go. We're talking about Tropical Storm Imelda right now has sustained winds of 65 miles per hour, bringing a little bit of rain to the east coast, the Carolinas, back down into maybe a little bit of rain in Georgia, maybe a little bit of rain in Florida, but emphasis here on just a little bit of rain. Over the next couple of days, Imelda is going to take an incredibly sharp turn and head back out into the Atlantic Ocean, eventually strengthening into a Category 2 hurricane, but really that doesn't matter for us here across the continental United States because Imelda is going to continue to hang out into the Atlantic Ocean, eventually turning north and then becoming post-tropical. Have a good look at the next 7 days. 85 on Tuesday, 84, 83 Wednesday, Thursday, maintaining the sunshine across the area. Look at the weekend. 81 degrees Friday, 81 on Saturday, 82 degrees on Sunday. Slight increase in cloud cover this weekend, but that's okay. 83 degrees by the time we get to next Monday.
A musical coming to the Rocket City is planning to take us back in time this week, Back to the Future. The musical will begin performing at the VBC starting tomorrow. The show is sponsored by FOX54 and is based on the award-winning Broadway show at the musical. The musical will be performed at Mark C. Smith Concert Hall through Sunday, which with times you can find ticket information on our website, fox54.com. A posthumous honor for a music legend. A statue of Tina Turner is unveiled in the late singer's hometown of Brownsville, Tennessee, Saturday. Statue depicts Turner holding a microphone, singing on stage. It's located steps from where Turner attended high school. Turner died in 2023 at her home near Zurich, Switzerland. She was 83 years old. Brownsville, where the statue was located, is about 60 miles northeast of Memphis.
All right, let's talk some sports. Alabama's gearing up for the biggest game ever against Vanderbilt. That's right. We'll talk to Kalen DeBoer and Diego Pavia about Saturday's game next.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
Hey, sports fans, 1 year ago, Alabama came away with an impressive home victory against Georgia. That win propelled them to the #1 ranking in the land, but soon after, the season went left with a loss at Vanderbilt the following week. Today, Kalen DeBoer and the Tide, they're in a similar situation as last season. They just defeated Georgia on Saturday, and now they're preparing to take on, guess who? Vanderbilt this weekend. Unlike last year, the Commodores are ranked, and they aren't sneaking up on people anymore. At the moment, they're ranked 16th in the nation, and Saturday's game in T-Town will be the first top 25 battle between the Crimson Tide and the Commodores since the 1930s. Kalen DeBoer and Vandy QB Diego Pavia talked about the mindset rolling into Saturday.
It's going to be a battle, and mentally, you got to be ready to respond. And so, yeah, I mean, we didn't handle success, however you want to put it, last year well. I mean, you can't argue that. I also think that they did a nice job executing in critical times and made plays. And so, no different this week, right? We and our success that we had on Saturday, none of it matters. None of it carries over.
Tuscaloosa will be a good, fun time. You know, I've never played there. I think a few of the guys have been there, but this is what you come to the SEC for, you know, big games like this. So we'll be really excited to go down there and check them out.
Saturday's game in Tuscaloosa kicks off at 2:30. Of course, it takes place at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first time Alabama and Vandy will face each other as top 25 opponents in almost 90 years. Coming up tonight in sports on Fox 54, we'll find out which group of celebrities will be on hand for this week's game in Tuscaloosa. Gabe?
Hey, thanks, Mo. Tonight at 9, attorneys for the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk made an appearance in court on Monday. We'll take you to Utah. Alabama's already overcrowding prisons are only getting bigger, but just how much bigger can prisons get? And in New Hope, the city is looking to address the concerns of today. The city of tomorrow will tell you more tonight. The holiday season is arriving early this year. Nutella and Hallmark are holding a contest where bakers submit their favorite Nutella recipes. Winners will get a chance for their recipes to be showcased at the Hallmark Christmas Experience and on social media channels. They'll also win an all-expenses trip to the holiday celebration designed by Hallmark. You can submit recipes through November 2nd at NutellaHolidays.com. Winners will be announced on November 17th.
Am I the only one that doesn't particularly care for Nutella?
I love Nutella.
I'm not a Nutella fan, so.
Oh, thank you.
I'm the odd man. I love Nutella.
What about Nutella keeps you coming back for more? Go on, answer the question.
I'm not going to answer the question. I don't know.
It just tastes good to you? That's what you're saying?
I was really hoping for some sort of elaborate.
Oh, I thought you were trying to allude to something. No, I just love Nutella. I don't know. It's great. It's a great product. I love hazelnut chocolate. So.
Oh. Okay. I was really thought there was going to be a much more in-depth answer. Quick look at the